It's a proud Boise State tradition to honor our graduates who are also active military veterans. Please look for the red, white, and blue honor cords signifying our military graduates. We also want to remember those who are currently serving our country and are deployed around the world. To honor them, we offer this moment of silent reflection. Please stand if you are able for the national anthem, performed today by David Lee, a 2020 Boise State University graduate who was accepted into Indiana University's Jacobs School of Music Graduate Voice program.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, Broncos. Welcome to this very special graduation ceremony for Boise State University. Please join me in acknowledging the Sea of Trees, Pipes and Drums, ROTC Color Guard, and our own Boise State Bronco Battalion for that beautiful introduction to today's ceremony. Please be seated. Our incredible 2020 graduates, it is so good to see you. We love that so many of you celebrated your graduation with us virtually last year, but there is nothing like being together in person. And the special gift of this difficult year and the long wait is getting to experience your commencement right here on the championship blue turf. Today, we recognize the tremendous investment you have made to obtain your degree. We know this road has had unexpected twists and turns. Even without the current crises, it would have still called upon you to make the decision to defer the enjoyment of the moment for the long-term goal of arriving here. Arriving at this auspicious moment. You made sacrifices. You gave your energy and commitment. You took on challenges. You followed your intellectual curiosity. You demonstrated tenacity and grit. You dedicated yourself to expanding your mind and opening up your future. And today, we celebrate you for this extraordinary success. Your accomplishment, this degree that we celebrate today, has been an incredibly worthwhile investment. A college degree is becoming increasingly vital to a person's success and well-being. Forbes identifies 3 outcomes to earning this degree. You'll be healthier, you'll earn more, often twice as much as those without a degree, over $1 million more over the course of your lifetime. And of course, you'll be wiser. US News and World Report calls a college degree the gold standard of the American economy. Today, you celebrate a credential that will move you and your entire family forward. This year hasn't been easy. The pandemic, the economic challenges, the cultural and political strife. The world into which you have entered as people with this new credential isn't the world that I entered or your parents entered. I want you to know that because of that, you will be special, more resilient, more creative, tougher, stronger, smarter. Let me share a thought with you, a phrase that the authors of the Chronicles of Narnia screenplays used to capture the theme of those novels. Hardships prepare people for extraordinary destinies. There is quite literally no one in the world, no one, who has precisely the experience and the gifts that you have. You are on the path to an unstoppable, extraordinary destiny. No one will be able to offer what you can offer, and these hardships have honed that even more. This week, I had the honor and privilege of giving the parents of Bobby Skinner, a fellow Bronco who tragically lost his life before he could stand here with you today, Bobby's posthumous degree. His mother said to me, Bobby faced failures, losses, challenges, setbacks, but he never gave up. He would keep striving, keep fighting, keep working. His family and friends are inspired by his memory to work together to give new opportunities to young people. I want to especially note Ryan, Trevor, Abby, Cam, and Brandon, some of whom are here with you today. Can we give them a round of applause? These are folks who work in Bobby's memory to give young people opportunities, fueled by their care for others, fired by the certainty that everyone should have the chance to thrive. Those volunteers keep striving. That is a gift. And today, you have a gift that Bobby didn't. There are so many opportunities you can still seize. Today, I charge you with his message. Never, ever, ever give up. I promise you there will be hard periods. You saw them during the course of this pandemic and during the course of your degrees. You've seen them before. You're no stranger to difficult times. Remember, graduates, as you set the course to make your unique mark on the world, courage isn't being unafraid. Courage is moving ahead when you are. Forrest Church says, fear is a wall miles wide and miles high, but only 1 inch thick. Today, I challenge you in this period of hardship to keep going, to keep growing, to take on the next challenge and the next one. I want to tell you that you can take those unique gifts and talents, that combination that only you can bring, and make your extraordinary destiny. Take this gift of time and opportunity, seize it with joy and gratitude for the way that hardship has prepared you to do more. Broncos, this is your charge. Go out there and make your mark. We're counting on you, and we will be watching. Go Broncos! We are honored today to have an esteemed member of our Board of Trustees with us. Our board members are appointed by the governor and volunteer their time to set policy for all of public education in Idaho, including serving as trustees for Boise State University. Will you please join me in welcoming Dr. Linda Clark, who is also a Bronco, and will offer her welcome from the board.
Thank you, Dr. Trump. It's a great honor to be here today and to represent the Idaho State Board of Education at this commencement. As members of the State Board, as Dr. Trump explained, my fellow board members and I have the honor to serve as the trustees for Boise State University. And in this capacity, I am delighted to congratulate you, the graduates of the class of 2020, on your accomplishments. The past year has been like no other in modern history. Faced with a myriad of challenges and hurdles, it is noteworthy that the Boise State leadership moved swiftly to ensure that students were safe and that education could continue and coursework could be completed. The success of their efforts in navigating the COVID issues is evidenced by your success that we celebrate at this commencement. Due to their commitment and hard work, you were able to complete your coursework, even if you had to wait a bit for the celebration. Kudos to President Marlene Trump and her staff for their efforts, and kudos to all of you who finished your degrees amidst extraordinary challenges. And of course, our sincere appreciation and gratitude go to your family, your friends, and all who have supported you on your journey of learning and growth. We honor them today as we honor you. Graduates, you left Boise State last spring with a sound educational foundation, well prepared to meet your future. As you continue to move forward, I urge you to join me in actively supporting education, the greatest tool we have for lifting people up and changing our world for the better. Start by becoming active members of the BSU Alumni Association. Support the university through its programs and its outreach. Share your success story with others. Let them know the life-changing differences that post-secondary training and education make in one's life. Your continued personal commitment and support for education will make it possible for others to enjoy access to the world of opportunities that your Boise State education has opened for you. Once again, congratulations, graduates. We anticipate seeing great things from you as you take your newly acquired skills and knowledge into the world. Best wishes for future success in your continued endeavors, and go Broncos.
Thank you, Dr. Clark, for joining us today and for your tremendous dedication to education in the state of Idaho. Our faculty and staff play such an important role in the life of this university. I am so proud of the nimbleness, resiliency, and unwavering dedication that they have displayed in this difficult year. They continue to innovate in their classrooms, research labs, and beyond to serve our students and the state. It is with great pleasure that we acknowledge the university vice presidents, deans, the head of the faculty senate, and faculty present today. Dr. Tony Rourke, interim provost and vice president for academic affairs. Mr. Mark Heil, vice president for finance and administration and chief financial officer. Dr. Harold Blackman, interim vice president for research and economic development. Dr. Chris Withrich, dean of students. Dr. Amy Vecchione, faculty senate president. Interim Provost Rourke, will you please come forward and introduce the academic dean of Boise State University?
Thank you, Dr. Trump. My honor to introduce the academic deans of the university. Dr. Tammy Vakahazi, Dean, Graduate College. Dr. Leslie Durham, Interim Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Mark Bannister, Dean, College of Business and Economics. Dr. Jennifer Snow, Interim Dean, College of Education. Dr. Joanne Leidy, Dean, College of Engineering. Dr. Tim Dunnigan, Dean, College of Health Sciences. Mr. Gordon Jones, Dean, College of Innovation and Design. Dr. Andrew Giacomazzi, Interim Dean, School of Public Service. Dr. Andrew Finstuen, Dean, Honors College. Mr. Mark Wheeler, Dean, Extended Studies. And Professor Tracy Bicknell Holmes, Dean, University Libraries. Let me also take a moment to commend our faculty whose efforts guided these graduates to successful completion of their programs of study. Many of them are seated behind the stage today. The university wishes to express a special thank you to these individuals for their dedicated service to the students, alumni, community, and university. Would all of our faculty please stand or wave to be recognized? Second, we recognize our remarkable and dedicated staff. They helped you find a place here, they advised you, supported you, and have now worked to put on this wonderful event. Would all of our Boise State staff please stand or wave to be recognized? Third, your parents, family members, and friends have invested in your success for years, providing financial, moral, and emotional support. I know you are aware of your debt to them. Would all family and friends who have supported our graduates please stand or wave to be recognized?
Boise State University has grown and changed over the years, but at the heart of this incredible place remains the people who make it so special. Today, we honor the all-time longest-serving employee of Boise State University, Dr. John Baldwin. This spring, Dr. Baldwin retires from Boise State. Wait for it. After, I think the wind is like an exclamation point on this moment. After an extraordinary 50 years of teaching. He leaves a profound legacy in the impact he has made on his wonderful colleagues and countless students, many of whom have pursued musical careers of their own. Dr. Baldwin has also been a presence in the music community beyond campus. He has played percussion for the Boise Philharmonic for 50 years. He's worked on many Boise Music Week productions, and he recently became a lifetime member of that organization. Dr. Baldwin counts co-founding the Verde percussion groups with his fellow percussion players in the Boise Philharmonic in 1991 as among the many career high points. The group plays percussion concerts for children, introducing to tens of thousands of young listeners everything from bass drums to finger cymbals. Today, sir, we present you with this gift. This gift is a percussion triangle made by Mr. Neil Grover, world-renowned percussionist, and as I understand it, a personal friend. This triangle, I understand, has special significance. It was the subject of your doctoral dissertation. We are grateful for the role it played in bringing you to Boise State. Dr. Baldwin, on behalf of the entire Bronco family, thank you for your many years of service, for your tireless dedication to students of all ages, and for the impact you have made.
Thank you all for this honor. Way back, 1971, I wanted to thank the late Mel Shelton for getting me to come to Boise State. We were colleagues of a sort back in Wichita. And then I would like to thank my wife, Allison, my two daughters, Shannon, our two daughters, Shannon and Sean, and their families. A dear friend and colleague, Kelly Smith. A lot of the staff members throughout the university, but two in particular, the late Brent Carlberg of the Morrison Center and Randy Nuxall, the genius handyman of the science department. I thank my colleagues in the music department for being part of a family, and then particularly the students. And why are we here except for them? They helped me grow, and I think we helped them grow to be better musicians, better people, better teachers, and better people in the long run. Thank you again, and for my era, go Big Blue.
There you go, Doc.
Thank you so much, Dr. Baldwin. Boise State University has a proud tradition of featuring a student speaker at commencement. It's often the highlight of the day. Chloe Pampush from Tillamook, Oregon, graduated in 2020 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in graphic design and a minor in German. In both of these areas of study, Chloe pursued leadership and mentorship roles. She worked in the World Languages Resource Center, helping students practice their speaking and conversation skills. And through the Pathways Project, developed resources for Idaho's K-16 language students and teachers. Because of the uniqueness of today's ceremony, we get to report on Chloe's life after graduation, She was recently promoted to a project manager at a local digital design agency. Congratulations, Chloe. Please welcome your commencement speaker, Chloe Pampush.
Good afternoon, everyone. We all came to Boise State knowing that our time here would come to a close, that the moment we stepped on campus, the clock was ticking. Friends, family, upperclassmen, they all told us that our time here would be so fun, but would disappear so fast. What no one realized was just how limited our time here would be, that our final days as Broncos would be far different than we had ever imagined. Last March, when I applied to speak at the Class of 2020 commencement ceremony, I planned to talk about how extraordinary it is that all of the individual choices we had made throughout our lives had led us to this one shared moment, our college graduation ceremony. Now, I, of course, was not expecting that shared events of any kind would be prohibited shortly thereafter, and none of us could have foreseen that we would be celebrating this moment a year late. Throughout the past year, we have faced what has felt like a seemingly unending series of restrictions. Although necessary, they limited where we could go, what we could do, and who we could see. These restrictions deprived us of many of the experiences that Boise State seniors typically look forward to. That final class with the people we've grown surprisingly close with over the past 4 years. A last night downtown, hopping between Cactus, Hannah's, Roddy's, and back to Cactus again for more cheap drinks. And of course, commencement, the final goodbye to the place that's been home for the past 4 years, and our send-off into the real world. Missing out on these moments really, really, really sucked. And I do not mean to minimize the loss we have all experienced in any way. I didn't get to give the speech I planned. So today I'm going to talk about something else. Today, I want to talk about the ways that we used our collective creativity in this time of uncertainty to push the limits of what was previously thought possible. See, at Boise State, I studied graphic design. And one of the things I learned was that restrictions or constraints can actually be helpful. While us designers all think we want a little more budget, a little more creative freedom, a little more time, the truth is, if we had all those things, the project would never get done. These constraints serve as guidelines, narrowing the scope of the project and prioritizing what's important. It's these unwanted limitations that actually drive creativity and ultimately lead to more impactful solutions. And it's not just designers that thrive within constraints. Although it's been a year, I think many of us still remember frantically typing away at 10 p.m., trying to hit that 11:59 p.m. deadline. It might not have been our best work, but that time constraint caused us to constantly achieve the seemingly impossible. And it's in these moments, when things seem impossible, that we are moved to reimagine our situation. Think about it. We were part of a first-of-its-kind virtual commencement celebration and are likely one of the only classes to have 2 graduation ceremonies. Thanks to our good friend Zoom, I was able to spend my Christmas morning with my mom's entire family and my Christmas afternoon with my dad's entire family, all from the comfort of my living room. I attended a 12-day conference on climate design with people from all over the world without stepping foot outside. And I know damn well I'm not the only one that's worn sweatpants to work for the last 12 months. On a larger scale, these constraints push scientists to develop multiple vaccines against the coronavirus in less than a year. This previously unheard of feat has given us a glimmer of hope that this will soon be behind us. And I'm sure most of us wish we could just forget about this past year altogether. But the truth of the matter is, it's inescapable. We will always be the class of 2020, the class that graduated during a pandemic. It's not something we can shy away from, but it is something we can embrace. Not only did we earn our degrees, a commendable feat on its own, but we have since had to navigate the uncharted territory of postgraduate life in a very unfamiliar world. The technical skills we earned in our degrees help prepare us for our careers beyond college. But the softer skills we learned at Boise State, cooperation, compassion, courage, those are what allowed us to persevere through such a challenging time. And unfortunately, this will not be the last challenge our generation will face. We are already seeing the effects of climate change, and the pandemic has only further amplified the inequalities our nation and the world must reckon with. But I am hopeful because here, today, we have a generation of college graduates equipped not only with the skills they've gained at Boise State, but with the spirit of innovation that comes only from surviving a global crisis. A year ago, we were all stockpiling toilet paper. And now here we are, finally coming together, but not too close, to celebrate us, the class of 2020 graduates. There will be a time soon when we won't have to be so far apart, when happy hours aren't over Zoom, when we can travel and hug and just be together. And when that day comes, I challenge you to remember everything it took to get to that moment. The collective creativity, the cooperation, the innovation that pulled us through such a difficult time. And my hope for all of us is that we maintain this momentum. View restrictions not as roadblocks, but as guidelines. Question the way things are done, and continue to push the limits of possibility to create the kind of world that we, the Boise State class of 2020, wants to live in. Thank you, and as always, go Broncos!
Thank you for those inspiring words, Chloe. Because today is all about the students, we would also like you to have an opportunity to hear from today's student marshals, selected by each of their colleges. Please direct your attention toward the video board.
I came to public health because I was really, honestly, just very enamored by this idea of primary prevention. Instead of treating people for diseases when they have it and trying to cure them and improve their quality of life, we can prevent them from ever having to live a life full of disease, of addiction to nicotine, type 2 diabetes, that sort of thing. And so I was really drawn to this idea of being able to help people before they get down the line and need to be treated from disease. And I was just really drawn to this idea of really understanding why people are getting sick and being able to help them in my community in a broad sense.
Personally, I think Boise State has helped me grow as a person, and I felt like I was a little lost when I was first coming to Boise State, but after these 4 years, I was able to try a bunch of different things, and I feel like thanks to the experiences that I've had here, I was able to find out a little bit more who I am and what I want to do. I think after the completion of my degree, I've been looking at different jobs, whether it be like banking or financial advising. I would also want to live and work internationally, so I think it would be super cool to work at a bank in a different country.
I think my favorite thing about being a Bronco was just the amount of opportunity that there is on campus. It's small enough that you can get involved with pretty much anything that you can imagine, but big enough that those things actually have impact. I was a member of the NASA Suits team, and we were part of this NASA challenge where they asked undergraduates to create a prototype for an augmented reality heads-up display for astronauts. So we've done that for 4 years in a row now. We've been selected by NASA every year, and we've tested our software down at Johnson Space Center. And that's been so cool to work on something that is actually being used by NASA.
My Boise State experience is a little different because our program is the first ever all online genetic counseling program. So my experience with my classmates has been all virtual, which has been kind of fun, forming relationships from all across the country and even across the world. And at graduation is gonna be the first time I'm meeting most of my classmates for the first time.
I've always been interested in being a part of software. I've always had an affinity for software. I've always liked playing games. I've always liked learning about how computers worked. And I feel like the combination of a degree that's both technical and artistic is what suits me best. My favorite thing was honestly just being able to have a solid connection with my professors and just getting a lot of great direct feedback on my work. And I always liked being able to work alongside my peers and ask them questions about well, how did you go about solving this particular issue? Or if there's any problems they were having troubles with, then I'd be able to help them out too. It was just a big community even during the pandemic.
Now that I have my degree, I am happily staying here at Boise State to get my master's in public health, starting in the fall of 2021. And Boise State really encouraged me through the other students that I met and through the staff and faculty who touched my life to encourage me that I could go on to secondary education after I got my undergraduate degree. And so I was really drawn to getting my master's degree because of all the people that encouraged me to do so.
If I can at least help a few people with maybe if I work at a bank and I give them their first loan for their business, or if I'm able to help them budget their finances so they can make it through day to day. I feel like it's the little things that matter. So if I could help maybe just at least maybe 3 people, that would be amazing.
I would like to change the world in genetics medicine by reaching more patients and making genetic testing more accessible to patients of all demographics. I think it's the science of the future and that a lot of people can benefit from it, even if they don't know who genetic counselors are.
I think the thing that I would most want to tell fellow Broncos who are graduating today is don't worry if you don't know where you're going or what you're doing yet. So I think more important than having a plan and having everything figured out is just to be open to the opportunities that you see around you and to the ways that you can use your skills to do some good, because you can do that anywhere, no matter where you are.
And there are challenges now that come from trying to get into different grad schools and applying for jobs and new apartments and moving across the country, and all those challenges feel really large and can feel overwhelming. But just remember all the things that we've done, all the ways that we have been resilient in this last year. Every time that you did your homework when you were having a quarantine situation or worried that you had been exposed to the coronavirus, and how you still continue to persevere and do what needed to be done. Just remember that you made it through this year and you're standing here today because you are resilient and you are strong and you can do hard things.
decided to pursue education when I realized that it gave people the opportunity to become empowered in their abilities and to achieve outside of their initial circumstances. My first favorite thing was definitely football season and football games, but my second favorite thing was probably just the support I felt from the community because I was a Bronco. I think in my work endeavors and my extracurricular activities, everybody in the community was so supportive because I was a part of Boise State, and I think it made me feel like I was really part of the greater Boise community.
So now that I have my MPA, I'll actually be starting full-time in an internship that I got through the program, which is at the Office of Performance Evaluations. It's an office downtown that is an offshoot of the legislature, and they do research projects each year for a legislative committee. So I'm really excited, a little bit nervous to be kind of transitioning into the workforce, but I'm gonna see the positive sides, which is just, jump in and go. Boise State prepared me for my job in a lot of ways. I mean, first off, I got the internship through Boise State through one of my faculty advisors, so that was really awesome. But the coursework prepared me as well, taking research methods classes, working with student organizations, and just kind of all of that networking definitely set me up to be ready for the workforce.
I decided to pursue both of my degrees in pre-medical studies and biology because I've always been fascinated with how the human body works. As someone that's been involved in athletics in high school and college, I've been intrigued on how we can push the limits in our body, and this pursuit has kindled my passion in learning about all the systems of the human body. My favorite thing about being a Boise State Bronco is being part of the track and field and cross-country teams at Boise State. I was able to meet amazing individuals from all over the world who became some of my closest friends throughout college, as well as traveling with my teammates to different parts of the country. It was a very fine split between a business trip and a vacation. And I always enjoy traveling with my teammates, getting to know new places, and competing alongside them.
When I was a junior, actually, the School of Public Service Frank Church Institute provided me a fully funded scholarship to study in Washington, D.C., which was incredible. I got to work on Capitol Hill in the United States Senate for the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee, and still take classes too. So it was a wonderful opportunity to be full-time in Washington, D.C., working full-time and still taking classes, pursuing degree requirements here at Boise State University. So I really can't say enough good things about my experience at Boise State University. My sister, I loved it so much. My sister is now a freshman here, and we're both from small town Alaska, so we chose to make the trek down here to Boise State and haven't regretted it in the slightest.
Lined up with my job after school, I'll at least be able to make an impact in communities here in Idaho and in the Boise area, but through the legislature, maybe the whole state. And so I'm really excited just to have the opportunity to see how the government works here and kind of get in the know, and who knows what will happen from there.
My ultimate goal in the future as a physician, I hope to establish an effective program that combats obesity and overweight effectively, which instigates a whole realm of cardiovascular diseases. And I hope to achieve this by merging my education, my future education as a physician, alongside my experience and also future training as a health policy advocate.
I hope to help people find their own passions in life and become empowered in their abilities to succeed. And hopefully together we can all make the world a better place.
For my fellow graduates, I wish them the best in their endeavors, to always get involved, to put a step in the door and open opportunities, and to enjoy what you do.
It's been a pretty crazy last 3 semesters dealing with this collective reality of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I think just remember to do good things, to be kind, to impart wisdom and your advice. I think everybody has something to teach somebody else. So wherever you can, just do good in the world, and forever remember that Boise State and Bronco Nation are our home, and that we'll always be here for each other.
Thank you, and congratulations to everyone. And I hope that we can all move forward in authenticity and work our best to enrich the communities we become a part of and represent Broncos well.
You all are amazing. Just amazing. Well, we're now at the focal point of this ceremony, the conferring of degrees and certificates. In 2020, 2,785 students were eligible for graduation, qualifying for 3,232 degrees and certificates. 785 of those students completed their programs with honors. 85 summa cum laude with honors 3.95 to 4.0 GPA. 311 magna cum laude, high honors, 3.75 to 3.94 GPA, and 389 cum laude, 3.5 to 3.74 GPA. Will those of you graduating with honors please stand and be recognized for this outstanding achievement? Dr. Rourke, will you please present the candidates for degrees earned?
It is my pleasure to present the candidates who have met the degree requirements and who have been recommended by the faculty for graduation. Will the candidates for doctoral degrees please rise? Will the candidates for education specialist degrees please rise? Will the candidates for master's degrees please rise? Will the candidates for graduation with baccalaureate degrees please rise? And will the candidates for associate's degrees please rise?
And now, for the moment that you've been waiting for a very long time. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Boise State University, and upon the recommendation of our esteemed faculty, I hereby confer upon you the appropriate doctoral, education specialist, master's, bachelor's, and associate's degrees with all the rights and privileges thereto.
Graduates, please be seated. It is now time to begin the individual recognition of each graduate in the order of degree and by college noted in your program. Names will be read today by Professor Ann Price and Dr. Richard Clouch from Theater Arts. President Trump, I present the candidates for doctoral degrees. Will the doctoral graduates and their faculty advisors please come forward?
Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction, Sonia Galaviz, hooded by Zach Galaviz, advised by Dr. Julianne Wenner. Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction, Geraldine Rose Gillespie, hooded by Angie Hickman, advised by Dr. Heather Williams and Dr. Julianne Wenner. Doctor of Education in Educational Technology, Stacy Jo Hawthorne, hooded by David Hawthorne, advised by Dr. Carrie Rice. Doctor of Education in Educational Technology, Julia Eden Hill, hooded by Trevor Hill, advised by Dr. Lida Uribe Flores. Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction, Elizabeth F. Schniedewind, hooded and advised by Dr. Julianne Wenner. Doctor of Education in Educational Technology, Barack D. Stanley, hooded by Jasmine Stanley, advised by Dr. Andy Hung. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Jody Blake Atchison, hooded by Rob Butterfield, advised by Dr. Sarah Otten. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Carmen Renee Mahey Hassey, hooded by Bryn Lee Hassey, advised by Dr. Pamela Gerke. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Temetope Suzanne Okpebo, hooded by John Okpebo, advised by Dr. Pamela Gerke. Doctor of Philosophy in Computing, Catherine Primrose Drake, hooded and advised by Dr. Grady Wright. Doctor of Philosophy in Geophysics, Gabriel Gribler, hooded and advised by Dr. Dylan Mikesel. Mutjaba Ahmadi Almasi, hooded by Bahira Badamchi, advised by Dr. Hani Mepuyan. Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Ruhala Amiri, hooded by Zachariah Van Deventer, advised by Dr. Hani Mepuyan. Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science and Engineering, Andrew Tyler Armstrong, hooded and advised by Dr. Peter Molnar. Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Sumedha Gundarv Dal, hooded and advised by Dr. Curtis Cantley. Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science and Engineering, Michael Montgomery Henry, hooded by Zoe Henry, advised by Dr. Eric Jankowski. Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science and Engineering, Evan Connor Smith, hooded by Bill Smith, advised by Dr. Rick Ubik. Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Andres Valdepeña Delgado, hooded by Jorge Valdepeña Sanchez, advised by Dr. Saeed Ahmed Zaid.
A doctoral degree constitutes the highest achievement that a student can attain in the academic world. And thus, while the degree symbolizes the culmination of an individual's life as a student, it does not mean the end of learning. To the contrary, one who receives a doctoral degree bears a special responsibility to cultivate and disseminate learning through one's chosen field of endeavor. I congratulate you on earning a doctoral degree and charge you to honor the special responsibility that this highest degree entails. The graduates may be seated. Will the graduates receiving master's degrees please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff?
Lindy Higgins.
Jennifer Cervantes.
Sandy Hemingway.
Vanessa Campfield.
Alicia Spurl.
Michelle Reed.
Emily Richards. Nope. I'll have.
Ryan Forbush.
Jennifer Tronson.
Tom Fetzer.
Tiffany Steele.
Julie Bolterman.
Rachel Roskus.
Teresa Cantu.
Amanda Oros.
Alan Chung.
Christopher Coons.
Crystal Craddock.
Mark Morgan.
Brian Smith.
Ethan Draves.
Jessica Foreman Starks.
Corey Brending.
Alyssa Zemke.
Danielle Hittel.
Danielle Dejarles.
Ashley Neeser.
Sherifo Jarju.
Travis Wirtz.
Tashi Sherpa. Waleed Mubarki.
Holly Davis.
Ryan Huser.
Kelly Hayes.
Hayden Bryan. Up. Amy Rollins. Yaisa Rodriguez.
Thomas Gecker.
Emma Chorney.
John Aguilera.
Mike Van Sickle.
Quinn Baum.
Dean Hagerman.
Brian Heddles.
Corey Gaona.
Caleb Bejois.
Charisse Portia.
Hannah Zornick.
Nikki Madsen. Jen DePrima.
Kaylee Friss.
Jenna DeCroif. Kelsey Swearingen.
Dawn Gillis.
Amy Vanek.
Justin Fritzley.
Kiana Faith Press.
Beth Norton.
Baralt. Ariana Baralt.
Miranda Jade Koski.
Teresa Zimmerman.
Andrew Johnson.
Jarrett Bell.
Joss Giticelli.
Sharon Lee.
Anjal Parajult.
Rodney Forbes.
Nikish Joshi.
Jennifer Hallwell.
Sarah Keene.
Yasmin Zalazar.
Nick Carinante.
Megan Choate.
Juan Zhao.
Amy Mayton.
Emily Summer.
Jacob Bingham.
Shivani Singh.
Dakota Bingham.
Valerian Ume Izioke.
Elizabeth Warburton.
Alex Rostai.
Bradley Henderson.
Maria Gonzalez. Lynn Caitlin. Jazeel Holly Maldonado. Lindsay Pennington. Mackenzie Duran. Jesse Payton. Megan Clark. Allison Mellenson.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates. And, I might interject, thanking our readers and tech people for their patience and persistence. Well done, well done. Will the graduates receiving degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff.
Yeah, we'll see. Whoa, all right, let's. Chloe Pampush.
Walter Netto.
Taylor Gray.
Jennifer Caulfield.
Molly Mundell.
Did I just say your name? Yeah,
Joe Willert.
Dylan Billstrom. Melanie Snelson.
Carly Snyder.
What's your name? Loud.
Jesse Goodwin.
Christian Lopez.
Alyssa Mayberry. Taylor Marashi.
Students ought to read their own name.
Hannah Martin.
Makomo Musa.
Gabriel Hora. Rebecca Bittakofer.
Alexa Daninger.
Jasmine Vieira.
Kate Grossweiler.
Sydney Kalemnik. Kaylee Olson. Megan Schmidt.
Ryan Philip Laborge.
Janie Johnson.
Lola Klam.
Lily Snow.
Becca Matthias.
Kyle Lemon. Daniel Phillips.
You're not Daniel Phillips?
Beth Gardner.
Diego Casillas.
Miles Kendall.
Rachel Singleton.
I can't read your handwriting.
What's your name?
Kevin Peter Sievers.
Even Ilyas.
Elena Imel.
Sofia Ugarkovich.
Amanda Caruth.
Jillian White.
Melissa Navin.
Amelia Negrete. Karen Sanchez.
Emily Alexander.
Alondra Murillo.
Celine Yonan.
Jackie Ogumoro.
Carolyn Rouse.
Rebecca Runnels.
Jordan?
Taylor Dylan Mora.
Jordan Hayes.
Rachel Leone.
Oh, Haley Mo Broughton.
Kendra Holler.
Emily Spencer.
Shayla Krewald.
Gabriela Pedraza.
Emily Hubbard.
Maisie Washatka. Jun Concepcion. Malia Manu. Nija Oliver. Mary Lou Holmes.
Rachel Godleski.
Kristen Garcia.
Kelly Mazer.
Shanae Baroyden.
Gabe Sullivan.
Madison Johnson.
Jorge Salinas.
Luan Teed.
Lauren Decking.
Abigail Needholt.
David Lee.
Jason Smith.
Taylor West.
Liam McCoy.
Elizabeth Mosqueda.
Taylor Sharp.
Lucas DiMatteo.
Agustin Martinez.
Lily Crolius.
Alicia Ribishki.
Madison Taylor.
Allison Davis. Liam McCoy.
Brittany Barner.
Hannah Thomas. Ellie Wells.
Reggie Larry.
Vanessa Prado.
Joe Bowman.
Rebecca Titlin.
Nikki Hall.
Katie Birch.
Kayla Vasquez.
Trisha Braun. Taylor Williamson.
Jack McKenna.
Brenna Bardzalowski. Madison Gibbs.
Tristan Maxwell.
Katie Stanley.
Tony Gonzalez.
Brianna Recker. Oh.
Sadaf Siddiqui.
Amanda Jefferson. Danielle Wood. Delaney Shab. Samantha Repstad. Abilene Salazar. Kalina Brakefield.
Taylor Harp.
Amy Vanis.
Jason Gans.
Alexis Staton.
Lon Russell.
Katie Lindberg.
Ariel Hobbs.
Ryan Smith.
Cody Wiggins.
Rachel Olson.
Andrea Semple.
Dixie Thompson.
Adam Martinez.
Angela Maliaris.
Wes Fairbanks. Randy Corbett.
Carly Pitts.
Tegan Wyatt.
Krista Bowles.
Allison Seabright.
Lola Perez.
Julia Daniels.
Autumn Robertson. Bailey Fadden.
Molly Felix.
Ryan Kerr.
Joan Varsic.
Thomas Metzger.
Brett Belden.
Monica Wilhelmsen.
Daniel Monreal.
Alyssa Millard.
Miguel Garcias.
Keegan Saunders.
Brinley True Holstrom.
Kaylee Deutschman.
Kelsey Rose.
Michael Grays.
Delaney Brasil.
Luis Nunez.
Delaney Joe Seymour.
Madeline Siglecki.
Valeria Serrano.
Jacqueline Camille Van Sickle.
Kara Barney.
Please join us in congratulating these graduates. Graduates, please be seated. Will the graduates receiving degrees from the College of Business and Economics please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff?
Megan Kalemba.
Cody Gates.
Tara Kalemba.
Max Phillips.
Melissa McDonald.
Zachary Kaufman.
Nura Mohammed.
Ryan Matiniak. Dallin Zinzer.
Susan Masolski-Sumak. Jacob
Esteban
Braun.
Magueda.
Jacob Braun.
Are you Claire? Claire Trumbauer.
Leonard Rogers. Eric
Dalton
Spengler.
Schutz.
Logan Swanson.
Kendall Mooney.
Brittany Howell.
Taylor Music.
Sarah Rasmussen.
Samuel Bensky.
Nick Provenzano.
Austin Snodgrass.
Jack Conrad.
Caitlin Kopke.
Blake Durand.
Carly Ruth.
Shaylee Thompson.
Whitney Wall.
Sabrina Coelho.
Kaylee Johnson.
Danny Lawson.
Natalie Melvin.
Michaela Hubley.
Erin Denegy.
Anna Beal.
Jessica Schumacher.
John Snyder.
Megan Winter.
Victoria Mayer. Megan Mary.
Kayla Millard.
Allie Nielsen.
Kayleen Pete.
Thomas Worley.
Jordan Gray.
Gabby Rice-Avi. Yeah. Caleb Smith.
Benjamin Miranda.
Rachel Furutowny.
Sophia Gallardo.
Catherine Olson.
Caitlin Groff.
Joseph James Harold Bowers.
Kelsey Kenserly.
Tanner Bingham.
Logan Titus.
Maria Magana.
Matt Seeger.
Casey McCarley.
Matthew Hunline.
Connor Farnworth.
Jordan Bridgens.
Joshua Utke.
Emily Covelo.
Neil Banner.
Kelby Phipps.
Dakota Bruno.
Blake McKenzie.
Carl Prokop.
Nancy Edwards.
Alexander Moore.
Tara Alligood.
Alexander Goyenechi.
Taylor Anna Evans.
Mark Blazer.
Ashlyn Ota.
Holly Nagel.
Olga Bogdanoff.
Megan Shemansky.
Michael Bogdanoff.
Emily Castronuevo.
Joseph Sandall.
Trevor Smith.
Noah Machakos.
Tommy Hartman.
Leticia Rosso.
Cynthia Ortega.
Bisar Sorki.
Molly Minka.
Brenda Seha Medelis.
Cynthia Ortega.
Gitesh Musele.
Matthew Rose. Haley Goodwin. Alyssa Bardzalowski. Eleanor Barber.
Tanya Chen.
Jaslyn Olmedo.
Benjamin Bates.
Gunnar Deach. David Rhodes Jr.
Jay Van Buren. Natalie Perdue.
Kelsey Newcomb.
Kayla Cullen.
Dane McDougall.
Jamie Rogers.
Christy Grimaldo. Sherry Rankin.
Dawson Cutright.
Kelsey Stetz. Dion De Leon Guerrero. Samantha Leisure. Kayla Burnside. Darcy Turtling.
Off you go. You get to walk again. Go ahead. Yes. Michaela Meilenberg.
Please join us in congratulating these graduates. Graduates, please be seated. Will the graduates receiving degrees from the College of Education please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff?
Oh, no, we don't get. Oh.
Emily Blackburn.
Malia Howard.
Nicole Corsetti.
Erin Villerin.
Lily Kroll. Taylor Beard.
Christina Loper.
Shayla Hoskins.
Jessica Hunt.
Kelly Partridge.
Katie Cowan.
Julia Ewing.
McKenna Morrell.
Sammy Renfro.
Rebecca Gullickson.
Lauren Cagle.
Brooke Hanlon.
Alyssa Ricciardi.
Kelly Gisler.
Sarah Laney.
Rachel Cook.
Jennifer Christensen. Madison Raymer.
Gina Colburn.
Karen Dougal. Taylor Brown. Bellazito.
Alana Knutson. Nope. Tanika Begay. Sequoia Luki. Lauren Rohde.
Please join us in congratulating these graduates. Will the graduates receiving degrees from the College of Engineering please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff?
Paul Turcotte.
Jeremy Delisle.
Kevin Hamlet. Karen Perez.
Jacob Garofalo.
Jasmine Cox.
Josh Petrie.
Carson Bungay.
Eduardo Peleo.
Seth Isel.
Marcos Morales.
David Espy.
Lucas Brockman.
Kevin Brown.
Ayad Omodi.
Chris Kelly. Justin Amy. Caitlin Cudworth.
Monica Leibowitz.
Willem Elsden.
Shayna Sutton.
Ryan Faith.
Monet Alberts.
Rhett Hancock. Zuli Lapa.
Ariel Weltner.
Jake Halapoff.
Olivia Marion.
Kaylee Novich.
Jesse Schimpf.
Tyler French. Samantha Shower.
Kevin Sathave.
Jordan Rogers. Ryan Jensen.
Who was that guy? Chris Jones.
Adam Rabley.
Rafe Lyon.
Zach Hudson.
Tyree Laird.
Connor Eastwick.
Samantha Maxey. Carolyn Murray. Brian Clough. Jesus Martinez Osorio.
Marcus Henke.
Amanda White.
Jason Anderson.
Oscar Avila.
Tanner Chigola.
Please join us in congratulating these graduates. Will the graduates receiving degrees from the College of Health Sciences please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff?
Megan Hauk. Jessica Kylander. Juan Leon. Harrison Cleveland.
Temi Sunnyped.
Jade Chambliss.
Sarah Huzerovich.
Edwina Maria Wallen.
Caitlin Pilkington.
Grace Frary. Jalila Bawuhu. Kirsten Arate.
Lena Yu.
Celie Hartman.
Marissa Saldivar.
Haley Flemmer.
Lindsay Fustos.
Carly Telenko.
Faye Basaldua.
Hannah Lickley. Kelly Riley. Mackenzie Corber.
Bryce
Mackenzie
Jones.
Corber.
Jennifer Allen.
Alyssa Tedeschi.
Allie Davis. Are you Jennifer? Ariana Chapa.
Emily.
Lauren Williams.
Emily Verhan.
Ali Lapori.
Emily Dvorak.
Sydney Schaefer.
Ryan Hooper.
Brooke Timoni.
Megan Murray.
Soraya Harvey.
Tanner Burns.
Matthew McDonald.
Jasmine Vo.
April Nazirovich.
Emma McDonald. Carissa Lindholm.
Deline Abdulbaki.
Rachel Crawford.
Jordan Walker.
Monica Jackson.
Samantha Stack.
Cameron Darren.
Mary Lott Wetzler.
Arthur Ferguson.
Emily Stevens.
Layla Chafurovich.
What's your name?
Tiffany Silvestri.
Emma Refness.
Camille Atkinson.
Christina Filbert.
Marissa Yoder.
Victoria Davidson.
Bethany Ann Irons. Miranda Gomez.
Heather Peterson.
Taylor Anthony.
Courtney White.
Claire Antonelli.
Shane Folkman.
Kelly Engel.
Claire Cashman.
Preston Scow. Angie Ramirez Sanchez.
Connor Markstadt.
Kate Marion.
Brady Yarbrough.
Madison Coster.
Connor Robertson.
Anna Marie Welsh.
Brianna Thompson.
Melissa Zornick. Claire Dutton. Gia Lorado.
Yesenia Castaneda.
Rachel Piazza.
Becky Young.
April Makujina.
Heather Eddy.
Melanie Canawire.
Hannah Campbell.
Michelle Fallon.
Cam Gepner.
Camille Manzo. Kaylin Fawcett. Paige Tilden. Jenna Draper.
Kelsey Cooper.
Alyssa Nutter.
Todd Messick.
Kelsey Morey. Bryn Peters.
Carrie Crumley.
Jordan Purvis. Faith Dees.
Kaylee Conway.
Sierra Stoddard. Kara Wade.
Haley Breyer.
Taylor Badzik.
Etidal Amank. Sorry. Etidal Al-Hamank.
Sulema Jimenez.
Thomas Conrad.
Holly Monahan.
Nathan Weber.
Carly Dozier.
Alexa Guzman. Megan Lomas.
Please join us in congratulating these graduates. Will the graduates receiving degrees from the College of Innovation and Design please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff?
Grant Hefner. Ryan Wiskirchen. Jonathan Gage.
Tyler Chapman.
Keegan Provo.
Mario Towns.
Please join us in congratulating these graduates. Will the graduates receiving degrees from the School of Public Service please rise and come forward as directed by our commencement staff?
Garrett Tucker.
Deanna Martinez.
Paula Salas.
Carrie Nemiroff.
Priscilla Heaton.
Nicole Harmer. Michaela Martinez.
Ryan Hurlbert.
Shayla March. McKenna Ford.
Angela Ananon.
Ivy Smith.
Hannah Mendoza.
Alex Welker.
Sydney Edwards.
Cameron Porcelli.
Samantha Ruth.
Justin Payson.
Kendall Harris.
Clarissa Keller.
Abigail Rahier.
Selena Martinez.
Maggie Hoffman.
Idane Ledesma. Regan Jacobson.
What's her name?
Morgan Brummond.
McCallum.
Eric Loritzen.
Abigail Morgan.
Mallory Payne.
Cheyenne Dominiak.
Diana Urias.
Caitlin Perkins.
Carla Giltillan Rogers. Daniel Duff.
Christopher Schwartz.
AJ Counter.
Cody Newcomer.
Tyler J. Mason.
Januel Lane. Brandon Doran. Andy Huchel.
Rachel Lindsay.
Joseph Brizuela.
Stacy Lemomi Tayao. Megan Jennifer Shepard.
Nicholas Hogard. Natasha Peterson. Zachary Marson.
Please join us in congratulating these graduates.
The closing music this afternoon will be performed by the Boise State Meister Singers, directed by Dr. C. Michael Porter. They will be performing Light of a Clear Blue Morning, arranged by Dolly Parton.
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine. Everything's gonna be alright, it's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright, it's gonna be okay.
Thank you to Dr. Porter and the Meister Singers. Graduates, you have played a critical role in the life of this university. You attended Boise State in a dynamic and transformational period in our history. An increasing number of students from across Idaho and beyond come to Boise State, and our campus life is enriched immeasurably by all of you. It turns our campus into a living, learning community. You have taken your unique gifts and talents and left your mark on the university. You have helped to build Boise State, just as we have lifted you up. We can't wait to see what you'll do next with your Boise State degree. And finally, those graduates receiving a baccalaureate or associate's degree and still able to keep their mortarboards on their heads in this wind, please signify in unison the completion of your graduation by moving your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. Congratulations, graduates!